Like all pharmaceutical companies, we are faced with generic competition, a changing regulatory environment, and the risk of declining sales. Earlier this year, Nat Rishardi shared with us that Pfizer has made significant cost commitments to our shareholders, and PGM is expected to make a sizable contribution to that effort. As a manufacturing site, we need to deliver our portion of savings. The Kalamazoo leadership team has realized that we wouldn't deliver these changes via traditional, incremental approaches to cost savings. The KLT recognized the need to transform the way we thought and behaved across the site. What do we mean by transformation? The approach to transforming our manufacturing site focuses on 4 key elements. The first is business requirements. For us in Kalamazoo, this is shown in our roadmap and direction. The roadmap outlines our alignment of operations with the business strategy to minimize cost and maximize quality and supply reliability. The second key element is the operating system. This is the way our physical assets and resources are configured and optimized to create value and minimize losses. Making improvements here is all about making technical changes by adopting elements of Lean and Six Sigma. The third key element is the focus on management infrastructure. Management infrastructure is the formal structures, processes, visual management systems, and IT systems through which the operating system is managed to deliver the business objectives or results. Making improvements here will require us to understand the gaps in how processes and people are managed. Other Pfizer sites who have been through transformation have learned that it is critical to understand how and where leaders spend their time. Think of it as standard work for leadership, allowing leaders to focus on supporting and engaging people on the floor. The final element is mindsets and behaviors. Mindsets and behaviors is about making "it's my business" real to everyone. It's moving away from giving orders and directions to creating an environment of ownership where colleagues are trusted to make decisions every day. Mindsets and behaviors is about creating a continuous improvement culture by changing the way people think, feel, and conduct themselves in the workplace, both individually and collectively. Changing from "that's the way it's always been done" to "how can we do better?" Changing from "it's a job" to "it's my job." Ultimately, mindsets and behaviors is about making Kalamazoo a better place to work for everyone. Very simply, with this 4-element holistic approach, we are blending technical change with cultural change and enabling our site to run with the tools to drive innovative improvements and continue to show our customers that Kalamazoo has a unique identity in the Pfizer network. Let's put these 4 elements of transformation into terms we can all relate to. Our transformation approach is just like taking a car trip. We need all 4 elements of transformation to make the journey. If any are missing, the journey will fail. The first thing we need to know is where we are going. This is our business requirements or our roadmap and direction. The next item we need is the car, which is just like our operating system. Each car has a unique operating system like its engine performance or safety features. It also requires expert help by others, like a maintenance service shop, to keep it operational. Next is our management infrastructure, which is like our instrument dashboard, letting us know how well the car is doing, the traffic control systems and signs, or the Secretary of State. The final aspect to our trip is mindsets and behaviors, which is like having skilled drivers that are safety conscious and law-abiding. Our road trip is going to take us along the multiple steps of the transformation process. You're going to hear terms like diagnostic, planning, implementation, and continuous improvement. From the diagnostic phase, we will identify opportunities for process improvement. Teams will make decisions in terms of what improvements to go after first, and then we will launch area-specific transformation teams. These initiatives are sharply focused efforts in one particular area that, if successful, will transform the way we work in that area. All the new initiatives will be followed by a continuous improvement phase that is literally never ending. An example of this may be an initiative to improve the changeover time for a production line. During the diagnostic phase, our leaders will also have a separate session that will include something called mirror workshops that will provide feedback to them as leaders from the colleagues that work in their organizations. The leader's response to the feedback will be a personal commitment to change. For some of you in the audience, this approach may not seem like anything new to this site. What makes this approach different from our previous efforts is the focus on changing the way people think and behave first. We know that real sustainable change can only happen if we make personal changes in our thinking and behavior, from site leadership to colleagues on the floor. Based on what we know from other Pfizer sites that have used this approach, the transformation starts with the leadership. The leaders then engage others to take ownership of process improvements and drive change. At these sites, instead of talking about incremental change, the leaders began to talk about a step change improvement. They understood their unique position as role models for that change. Organizational transformation began with them as individuals. They changed their own actions. Productivity increased, and the organization became more efficient. Cost savings became a natural byproduct of the process. We will know when our transformation efforts have been successful when there is a relentless focus on continuous improvement across the site. The Kalamazoo site will feel different. Our supervisors will think of themselves as coaches. Instead of coming onto the shop floor to check work, they will be coaching people and listening to their ideas. Everyone will be using visual performance boards to plan for work, share information, and generate ideas. And as a result, our site will become more competitive. We will arrive at our destination when the mindsets of our leaders and frontline employees have changed dramatically. Our leaders at all levels will be expected to be more proactive and get out in Gemba to the real place. A Pfizer supervisor that went through this process said, "We used to focus solely on not making mistakes. Now we focus on where and how we can improve." We do not have to put a man on the moon, but we do need to understand the need to transform the way we manage, work, behave, and support each other. As your area begins its journey on the road to transformation, we are asking you to help make It's My Business real.